We are in the back of the property and the dog is already excited about today's task. Now, when I was leaving the house today, I'll explain what I'm doing in a second. But when I was leaving the house today, I looked at the second set of gloves and I said, no, I don't need the second set of gloves because I threw the first set of gloves in the car already. And then, of course, I didn't throw the first set of gloves in the car already. So I have no gloves. And that's okay. We're just going to keep our eyes open for metal. And maybe we'll use one of these barrels for plastic trash. For now, metal trash there. So today's task, what my end goal is that this is my dump trailer that'll hold a lot of stuff. And it has wheels for moving a lot of stuff around. And it's currently buried under stuff. And it is broken. Where do we want to... I kind of want to keep everything together. So let's go. There, and that'll be our plastic pile. If we can pull that way, yeah. And this trailer has seen a lot of use through the years, done a lot of fun things, and would be incredibly useful for spring cleanup, for moving things around, whatever. It's a box on wheels. And just in the distance there's about 1/8 of an acre that I've used black plastic before in agriculture because weed suppression is a thing. But I've never used it on this property. And the tenant homesteaders had that whole field in black plastic. And when they were leaving, we were doing a final walkthrough on the final day. And I'm like, yo, what's with this 1/8 of an acre black plastic? And the tenant was like, well, that's going to be hard to get up. And I was like, well, yeah. And if you don't do it, I have to do it. And I didn't put it there. You're leaving an absolute mess for me. So they said, okay. So they got the family together and used the machines. This is a part to the tractor. This is a bushing. I'm going to go put this in a place where I'll find it again. Yeah, they got the family together and used the machine, tore up the ground, tore up the plastic. This plastic is full of dirt because they don't do anything manually. They never like use their hands. It's always a machine, and that's why things get so worn so bad. Like I'll show you the poles, the tomato stakes that they put the tomato stakes in with an excavator and took the tomato stakes out with an excavator. And if you've ever used a cheap tomato stake, you know that just mangles them, the metal stakes. So we're gonna get our trash pile picked up and organized a little bit so that we can get our other trash piles picked up and organized. A little bit of wood. And so not only is the infrastructure mangled, like the tools and materials, now I've got this black plastic. These might be useful. I still have pins in them. That's full of mud. And then not even like, you could have thrown a pallet down and thrown it on the pallet. Something. Took the tractor, picked up the black plastic. So this guy's all crooked and jacked up. And dumped it on the side of the dump trailer. On the side of the dump trailer that also has a flat tire that went unrepaired. So I'm building scrap metal piles, assessing what equipment I can still use and what is just going to be thrown out. This is an example of how a tomato stake and an excavator don't go well together. And that's forever ruined. That's like $4 or $5, $6. And so you can see the door here, which is bent, and we'll see if it shuts all the way. My clips that I had on here to keep it shut are broken and gone. This looks like it shuts part of the way, but this is definitely, oh, that's bent. Oh man, that's bent to shnikes. So my doors are pretty screwed, and I have some friends who are better welders and who can weld things that I can't, that I may enlist to fix this, because I don't know that in this condition I'll ever be able to use these doors again. Because there's a piece right here that should be straight, and it is no longer. And I don't know that there's a good way to go about this. Maybe stretching it out to get some of the dirt out. We're just going to work on it together this morning with the dog. And he's going to get dirty. Oh, there it goes. Come here, Mr. Dog. I got to be careful that he doesn't hurt himself. Hey, hey. Oh. To be honest, Mr. Dog, I don't like you jumping around with all this rusty metal everywhere. Hey, look at that. That was an easy one. And then this will all go in a dumpster, and we'll move on with our lives. And when I was like, there's a laundry list of tasks, and as I sent a couple videos to a couple friends, they're like, man, that's you got a lot going on there, John. And you know what? I've got a day job that I rather enjoy and that I would like to continue to be really good at. And for this year, it was never the intention to get back into farming, but homesteading and growing food for my family, especially as the world continues to take a downturn. Oh, that was a bunny. That a couple neighbors reached out and said, hey, would you like to grow food this year? We'll help with the chores. We just don't have the knowledge. But they're local and around. You may or may not see them in a future video, depending on their comfort level and all that. But they asked to raise some meat. They do gardening themselves. We don't need to collab on a garden. But chickens and pigs. They wanted some extra help. So they've been helping me prune trees and take care of other tasks on farm. And as I balance my work life mix, there are some tasks that, some tasks that take a long time, some tasks that take a short time, some tasks that are blockers for other tasks that, you really wish you didn't have to do, but you have to do it in order to do the other thing that you actually want to do. It all comes down to like project management, which I'm getting better at. And this is one of those tasks that is a blocker for other things. Would have been nice if I could just leave it and then load all this into a dumpster with an excavator. But like this thing can be repaired, and then you have a small hand truck. You can use that hand truck, maybe convert it into something else. Maybe this turns into like a way to pull chicken tractors. I don't know. That's actually not a bad idea. My ratchet straps all left all over the farm. I've been finding them in puddles, half buried in mud, all over the place. And since they've been sitting outside, they're trash now. Neighbors leaving with their big modified muffler. It's all loud in the background. This we're gonna keep. I don't think this microphone might actually be working today, so I don't think it picks up that noise. But they got trucks with modified mufflers next door, and every time they come home or they leave, especially living on a hill, it gets super loud for a little while. And as they live on a hill, north facing, it reverberates all throughout my neighborhood. But anywho, so the goal for this year is to raise 100 broilers and 4 pigs, because I could do that alone in my sleep. And I trust the people who signed up for this task with me a lot, and they're amazing people, but I've also farmed long enough to know that when you really need someone, completely not this person, people have a tendency to not show up. And so at the very least, I had to make it a task that I could accomplish alone and then enjoy the delights that I get to work with my friends and neighbors. And when you get older, and I'm 41 now, you stay closest to the people that you have a common project, common goal with. So to raise some food, what a good excuse to hang out with those people. And then with me making videos, it's my excuse to hang out with you. Because if I occasionally, like, people ask, the people that I text videos to ask me, like, are you just like blasting out these videos to everybody? No, not everybody gets every video. And if I text you a video at any time, it's because I was thinking of you. It's not because you're on some marketing list. It's because I was using that as a, I like the term pebbling. I'd heard that, like sending each other memes is a form of pebbling. When penguins are building a nest and are trying to attract a mate, but you guys are not, that's not what I'm doing here. Got one of those. They bring pebbles, and as a way of like showing attention, and you can look up pebbling so you get the actual definition. But my way of trying to find the right words, because when I try to find the right words, I end up just rambling, is that I think more in pictures. And so I'll take pictures and videos and share them with people. Zip. It's gonna be so dirty. I guess 70-degree day today. First spring wash of the dog is coming. And so the goal for this year is to raise my own food, stay in touch with friends, have a little bit more of a social life than I have had the last couple of years, because I've been very focused on settling into a new job, which is not necessarily a new career and a huge shift, but there's all the lifestyle stuff that changes as well. And then taking care of a few people along the way. And now this year, raising some food. Someone's coming back to say hello. And I got the question from my buddy Steve of like, I don't get it, John. Why are you putting all this energy into like cleaning up the farm, and what's the end goal? Where does this all go? So this is something that I'll talk about in a couple different ways, in a couple different formats. But my end goal has been pretty similar for 1 to 2 decades now. It gets more refined, and like had kids along the way, and yeah, details, and you run into blockers and your dog is stuck in the plastic. Hi, buddy. You're filthy now. All right, now we're getting into the rough section. This is like, hi, hey. You're an idiot. I love you. You're disgusting now. Farm dog. Hey, look at this. My door. completely distracted by the dog. Lost my train of thought. Long-term goals. Why do this? Because for this year, probably next, you're raising my own food, but I don't have to make this property a farm in the way that I farmed it in the past, because there's a different balance of goals across all the different elements of this project. And so taking a step back and looking at the high level, why do this? Well, I like to raise my own food. I enjoy that process and that part of it. But everybody likes to work with the animals. No one likes to do the boring office work that comes with being an entrepreneur. And I've gotten better and more efficient at the office work through my day job. Oh, can I flip this over? And like step one is getting pressure off this door. One of many. Yeah. And then, sorry, chewing gum and walking. Not always the most efficient conversation. Stepping back, big goal. My big goal, the balance that I'm working towards, is that I keep my day job and I'm very good at it. And I want to continue to get good at it. And I want to stay on top of technology trends and the internet, because the work that I do on a day-to-day basis funnels money towards mental illness research. And that to me is very rewarding. It also, I get benefits and paid time off and all the good things that come with a gig. So I got the gig, very happy about the gig. That gig, I'm able to turn off at the end of the day when I turn my computer off. It doesn't emotionally stay with me typically. Some in Q4 it gets really busy, even busier. Could have worn a mask. Is this door jacked up as the other one? Yeah, super jacked up. Oh man, there's a special place in HEW hockey sticks for people like this. I'm a pacifist, but occasionally you see stuff that gets your blood boiling, and the complete lack of respect for other people's equipment. Both of these doors are so jacked up. And with like, I don't know, was it 3/16? Like, yeah, 3/16 to an 1/8 inch. Now it's a little thicker than 1/8 inch steel. It's beyond my welding capabilities. And so I got to hire out labor or take the doors off, because now they're just a burden. But let me tell you, having the doors was really useful. And I had the doors for like 10 years. And in 1 year, these doors are super jacked up and creates another expensive fix. And expenses relative when there's no budget to do this stuff. I just get to make the best out of the situation. Maybe we'll get an actual shovel for this, and we'll get the plastic out of the way before I kick all the dirt off. Keeping the day job gives me the compartmentalization of being able to turn it off 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. Some security. I know I can pay at least most of my bills with that job. So there's stability for my family. My wife works as well. But I get my nights and weekends back and early mornings, because I generally don't sleep that much. And in those nights and weekends, my motivation is to support my family in other ways than just money. And so I look for opportunities to process stack, and want to support my community, have the excuse to hang out with friends. This is the lightest, check this out. This is the lightest thing. You saw me throw it before, and I can pick it up now. There's holes in it because it was picked up with an excavator. This was my duck pond. that I used for years. I have a bunch of photographs on my website. Completely ripped through and pierced it with the excavator teeth. I don't even know if you can see that, but just noticed it when I picked it up. I'm looking forward to the spring cleanup videos being done, because this is taxing on me emotionally. I don't mind the physical, because that's what I'm looking for, is the workout. But to know how horribly all this stuff was treated, and then just to know how bad those people were at keeping animals, and how 95% of the time they had no water. Animals had no water on hot days, didn't have enough feed, and lived in deplorable conditions. And now it's gone. Now that liability is gone, and we're recovering. And instead of getting sad about right now, we're being happy about the future. Woosah. Come on, come on. And the future that I want is to continue to work in and around agriculture, to take pictures and tell stories, and do farm marketing solutions, which inspires and educates the next generation of farmers and homesteaders through publishing educational materials and my very honest storyline for context. So 1,000 videos, 100 podcasts, all the things throughout the years, giving a lot of free information away. And at the end of the day, I'm an independent author who uses the internet to market my books, because I love books. And my hope, my dream, is to get this place recovered and to back to some level of productivity. I think it's knife time. I don't want to create a lot of plastic shreds, but at some point you have to cut the line. It makes things easier. I have the goal of buying my house. I rent my home, but I cannot afford to buy it, especially with the economy the way it is. Also, the repercussions of my life choices of entrepreneurship and agriculture, and the other decisions that are entirely my own and that I own. And I'm not complaining. I'm just getting the work done. But all that to say, I can't afford to buy my house right now. So I'd like to buy my house. I'm not going to get a ton more money from my day job. Kate's not going to get a ton more money from her day job, even on a longer time scale. And so something where I can stay in touch with my friend and social group, where I can process, stack, and make videos about marketing and help farms the way I've been doing for 15 plus years, around 15 or whatever the number is that I want to eventually also have a little tow behind trailer that I can pull with a 1/4 ton pickup with an extended cab, so I can put the kids in it, or at least the family of 4, you know, and drive around pasture-based farms in the United States, see this beautiful country of ours, just like I did on my big bike trip. But I'll do it in a car this time, because I'm older and tireder. All right, this is when you put the knife away or you put it down, because you put it down, it's a little more convenient, but you always lose it. So I want a camper trailer. I want to spend my weekends in 1 week a year, aside from a family vacation, visiting farms, taking pictures, telling stories, giving them free marketing for the access to their land, and because they're my friends, and then making content about it and developing my case studies through my clients and network. Oh, things not to do when you're surrounded by pointy rusted metal. And so that's the end goal. That's the algorithm I run now, is see what impact I can have by living that structure. Because as freewheeling as I would like to be, I got kids, and kids are expensive, and they like you when you're around, and you do things with them, which is the most fun ever. But I need to pay bills and be responsible. When I was on the bike trip with Kate, we like wake up some mornings and say, all right, the sun is rising on our left, we're gonna go to the right. No destination whatsoever. And that freedom was addictive, and I miss it a little bit. No, I could cut it, or I could fish it back this way. Let's fish it back that way. That's twisted. That's gnarly. This I can pull back. And that's it. I'm working with a super nice friend of mine who's helping me tighten up my financial picture to help me achieve those goals. So, doing smart things with the money that I already have. Now we can cut it. I think it's okay. I know he's in there, but so that eventually I can be back to where I was in my mid to late 20s, a freewheeling hippie, taking pictures, telling stories, and playing games with the internet, trying to benefit other people. And we'll see if he gets it. And I did that video. One of the last videos to come out is called the Out and Back, where I go out on the walking trail with zippers, and I discuss a big digital initiative where I'm using my network of farms, we'll say using, but it's leveraging the network that I have for a goal for all of us to define pasture-raised, which helps the non-farming people in my life by setting aside more unified standards for what it is to raise pasture-raised eggs. And like, that's a good example of me already getting at 41 to live some semblance of the life where I want to be. It's good to have goals, and it's good not to get wrapped up too much in those goals because life changes. Obviously, our goal is to have functioning doors on my trailer, but thanks to the people who rented, I no longer have that. So things change and you adjust. I can take the doors off, I can get the doors fixed. So the end goal, take pictures, tell stories, travel the states. I think this country is infinitely beautiful. There's all like rotten vegetables in here too. I'm even glad I didn't have gloves because they'd be heavy and filthy by now. Your hands can only hold so much dirt. Yeah, where was I going? I have this big end goal and I get to live some of it now. And then I just imagine it getting better and more refined year over year. And if you haven't watched that Out and Back video, leveraging the farm network to create a statistically significant body of search engine optimized content around a topic in order to influence agricultural policy at the federal level so that it can make it easier for people like you to shop for eggs from a trusted source instead of just another greenwashed way to funnel the working class's dollars into billionaire corporations like BlackRock and Vanguard, who are the primary shareholders of Vital Farms eggs. And when you go to buy eggs, the best thing is to know your farmer. That's hard because not all farms are good at marketing and relationship building with their customers. Farms come and go because they're hard to maintain. So you have to build that heuristic every couple of years, it seems like. I used to have a flock of like 450 birds, and now I don't. And man, if only there was like clear, consistent labeling and direction to make it easy for you at the store, that if you saw pasture raised, it means the birds are out on pasture, moving regularly in mobile shelters, spreading their manure around, getting off of yesterday's toilet and onto tomorrow's salad bar. And while the terms exist, the people in the organization that I'm part of, APA, have been working for 30 years to define pasture raised, built enough of a market nationally where there was demand for it. And if you build a big enough market, corporate will come in and capitalize on it, dilute it, and take your meaning, but add their process efficiencies. So now there's all these videos of even Whole Foods patting Vital Farms on the back for, oh, pasture raised company, it's $1 billion company, $500 million company, whatever. And it's like, yeah, you're a bunch of scam artists. They have like the best marketing I've ever seen. And they had this whole like BS free eggs, and it's all lies because all their birds have access to the outdoors, but they're not actually moving in mobile shelters, and they're not pasture raised. They're access to the outdoors raised. That's the dirty A word in my industry, in this industry, is access. The fender's bent, but not terrible. They also kept brewer's grain in here, which I asked them not to do, which then ate away all the paint in the bed. So now the bed is a coat of rust. So there is the world where I could sand it down and treat it somehow, but I haven't researched exactly what you want to do there. So don't know what to do about that. Don't get distracted. Almost done with this, because then I got to go in, start my job. This way. And you know, that's the initiative for the next 66 days. On the date, it's the 30th of March right now. June 5th and 6th are the cutoff days for the two initiatives. There's two, one through the USDA FSIS, Food Safety Inspection Service, United States Department of Agriculture, and then the FDA. And you leave a comment for the FDA and an email for the USDA. Just the slimy, this is full of tomatoes, cherry tomatoes that never got picked, and everything is just at least it doesn't smell. It just smells like earth and dirt, but I can't lift it, so we're picking at it now. All tomatoes. Ooh. And so I on my to-do list, maybe for this morning, but I have to look at the muffler on my car, make a plan there, and then be able to compartmentalize and focus at work. I never do farm marketing solutions or food cyclist stuff during my 9 to 5 because it's just a different world. And to task switch requires mental recalibration. And I have enough task switching at work that I struggle with, going between paid ads and email and whatever, that I can't process stack during the 9 to 5, only during the playtime, which is now. But on my to-do list in the immediate future, as we hit the like 60-day mark, I'm trying to hit something big every 10 days with this, is to create the like 3 to 5 minute versions of what is the initiative, why does it matter, what, so what, and now what do you do about it now that you have that information in we're already in agreement that it's important to you And if nothing else, I'm important to you and you would do it for me. Because this is like my life's work. Sometimes my life work takes a step back and sometimes it progresses forward. And for every member of the APA organization, they've all lived through farm cleanups, destroyed infrastructure, bad weather, poor tenants, bad staff. And they've also worked real hard to keep a smile on their face and keep working at it. And this is something that whether you like the federal government or not and are willing to put your name on something, like you have a social security card, you have a driver's license, you pay taxes. Our taxes are going to blow up schools full of children right now. You might as well utilize the government for something positive and good, even if the government is not positive and good holistically. And so we work with the tools that we have, even though occasionally those tools are not perfect. I'm telling you, special place. Oh, that was good. Zip, zip, zip. Hey, hey. Got it. Look at this. This is just green matter. Or I guess now it's brown matter. Can I go that direction? The other update that I wanted to give you on this channel before I let you go, because we're going to get to close to the end of this, but because I have nowhere to put this plastic, really the end goal was getting the trailer freed up. Because if I get the trailer freed up, the rest of this I can pull on with a machine or have an open space, kick the dirt off, and then get it towards a dumpster. So the other update with this food cyclist channel is I just published a video of Zip mousing by chicken tractors. And I put no energy into creating a thumbnail. And generally, I'm putting no energy into the audio of these. It's a stream of consciousness video to spend time with my relatives. And Tim. Hi, Tim. And this channel is not monetized. The repayment that I get, I mentioned previously, is that success is one view. And if I send it to you and you write back to me even over text message, so you don't have to engage with the platform, which I don't care about these things going viral, that is the payment that I get for doing this work. And it helps me work out my ideas in my head. Because otherwise, this all just happens in isolation. So I won't be making any clever thumbnails with my smiling face. It'll be an auto-generated clip or still from the video itself. And I think we're all gonna be just fine missing that element for now. And sure, there's tools and things, but like even if there's tools to make it faster, they still require any work. Even it's just more than zero. And if I'm gonna put in extra time on something, it's gonna be for Farm Marketing Solutions, which has a monetization strategy other than hugs and kisses. Still no. Can I flip this? That would be nice. I doubt it. Oh, maybe. So these videos will get more often. Quite frankly, I have like half a dozen to a dozen of them sitting in archive, an hour getting buried and piled on top of and getting lost to obscurity because I was waiting to like review the video and up the audio and put a new thumbnail on it. And I think it's consistency, getting a good audio and video from the start and then publishing more consistently will be more beneficial than having a degree of polish on them. And it's been a exercise of stripping away the polish slowly but surely, because I can make a very polished video if I want to, but it takes time, especially on the editing floor. And it's just, I've made my point already. It's just me chewing on it over and over again to make sure I said it out loud. I'm thinking of specific people. If I said it out loud in front of that specific person, would they agree with it? Would they disagree with it? Would they offer another solution? Could you not? Hey, yeah. And so from these videos, I will publish them directly from my phone. When I do a walk and talk, like I did with the out and back video, which now I know the order is going to be the out and back video is going to go up, then this video, then whatever future. Maybe there'll be a trailer repair video. What do you think? Are we gonna? I think we're gonna cut this one because then I can get rid of a whole chunk. And that serves multiple purposes. Generally, it's just like documenting the scene, because when you say, oh, it took me an entire year to undo all the damage that a family was able to do in about a year and a half, plus the expenses of that will inevitably accrue. And people are like, I don't know what that means. What does it look like to repair something for a year? Well, here's one of the tasks with one of my pieces of equipment, with one of the things that they left behind for me to deal with. And this is time where I'm not doing things that make me money, bring me relaxation. I'm getting a workout, the dog's happy. I love being out here, the bird song, all that good stuff. But like, I could just freaking hike locally, walk the dog, pick up his poop in my hand with a little green baggie, create some more plastic, and go about that route, which would be fine. What a straightforward life. Or I could do this and recreate and rebuild something that I had previously put together. So I got the young family, I got farm marketing solutions, I got the day job, I got Food Cyclist channel, which is just my playground for the internet. I published a video yesterday of me going for a bike ride, and that was like 30 seconds of me just holding my phone on an empty road by a lake. Put some fun music by it. Oh, that was, riding my bike is good for my heart and my health and my head and all the things that I gotta balance, because there's nothing I can do on the bike for work. It's just riding a bike. Hey, we found an inn. And because the, oh, that's the other topic, because I'm like, can see an end in sight, or at least I get most of the dirt out of most of the plastic before I gotta go. Let's do a time check. Oh, I gotta go. Darn. 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes, Mom, come on. Is that the reason why I have the Food Cyclist channel is because we live in late stage capitalism. And this is a major network that has made it easy to distribute content and provided a tool set for communication, which is at the heart of it a good thing. But the net result of the internet is that we are divided, isolated, alone, and exhausted more than ever in history for at least the United States working class. It's what I can talk to directly. And I'm out here trying to live my best life. I have my struggles and my stresses and my strains and my concessions, and things don't always go right, and all the things. But I find this work and my access to nature cathartic. And then when I shoot a video, even if it's not a perfect video like today, I can use that to communicate with my friends and family and let them know that I'm thinking about them. And this is the best way, with what limited resources I have and how extended I am, that I can keep in touch. It is my hope, as one of the benefits of farm marketing solutions, is that on a day-to-day, or at least when I publish a video, you feel a little less isolated, alone, and exhausted, and feeling the pangs of late-stage capitalism and the rise of authoritarianism and the oligarchy. It's not really a rise, it's just they're here, man. So the corruption is blatant in the system, both red and blue, but the red's pretty bad. And so I watch a lot of news channels until I'm fully stressed out. Because like Fox News is entertainment and brainwashing, and if you just have Fox News on all the time, I can't even with that. But also like CNN stinks, and the New York Times is owned by billionaires, and like it's hard. And there are websites who like show you the bias in the media. We don't have to go down this path. It's not really where I wanted to go. But I did want to stress the connection, and then I value the little comments. I see them, but I don't always respond. And text messages back, because I see them, and I generally try to respond with either actual text or with another photo video that I chose specifically for you because I thought you might like it. And my particular brand of ADHD, I have a struggle with object permanence. And so if it's not right in front of me, I might forget about it. And so I have checklists and calendars and project management software. And but not so much for my personal life. In the regular text messages, as I'm thinking about people, my brain is like going through a task and I'm thinking about you. I'll mention it in the video and send you a video on occasion to let you know. I think we'll unpack the like, we live in a world that was made to make you feel helpless and overwhelmed and tired so that you don't show up to protest and so that you don't fight back against a system that is not built for you, it's built for the billionaire class. And to let you know that I care about you. There's other people that care about you. And that if it seems hard right now, that's because it is, and it is by design. We have reached a point where I think this has enough dirt in it, and I have to go to work. But, just as I say that, I gotta pause this video and get going. So close. But now that the trailer is 100% free in a way that I feel confident moving it. And my life will be easier when I move the trailer so that I can address all this stuff. Do I have a shovel over here? I think I do. We're gonna do a quick shovel. Let Zip entertain you while I grab the tool. The shovel's been very obviously weed whacked and left outside. So we'll see if the handle holds up to this. But we might get more rain tonight. And if I can get some of the dirt off of this. Middle bit. Missed. All right. Whew. Did we cover enough ground today? I think we did. Look at this. You know, trailers don't love when you let dirt stick in them. Makes the trailer rusted and pitted so that when you put materials in it, they don't slide off anymore. Creates like sandpaper because the metal is oxidized. I can hear you in my head. John, that's poor form. You're gonna hurt your back. You can't do that. You're 40 years old. Actually, you're 41. Oh, what are you? Oh, this is fun. He's garbage now. What do you think, Mr. Dog? Good morning. Oh, rotting brewer's grain. Thanks, guys. Yeah, we'll sweep this out. And that'll be the end of the video. Thanks for joining the update. He said it's March 30th. I'm gonna chance this. Whee! And we're making progress on the property, little by little. Making progress on my chicken initiative, little by little. I got 1 month and less than a week, so five-ish weeks till 100 baby chicks show up. Need to clean the brooder, need to buy feed. Need to test my equipment from last year. Should be in all decent working order. This broom's not gonna do a perfect job, but at least now this can dry off and it'll be less sticky. Don't know what the next task is that I'll accomplish here. Probably one of those things that I just mentioned. But it's as I have time and as the need arises. I had just spread gravel. Now the driveway's all dried out and firm. Now our trailer's out, minus this guy. TTT. Pick up the pants. All right, and we done. Whew. You're the best. Thanks for sticking around to the end. Zip says hello. The birds say good morning. Take care of yourself, and if you can, someone else too. Talk to you soon.